There are people around whom time seems to break down. You look at them and you can't understand how they can be 50 if they look, move, and live like they're stuck somewhere between 30 and 40. Today, I will tell you about Kristen Martyka, a woman who is literally one step away from her 50th birthday, but looks no more than 30, leads an active life, trains, looks after her body, and at the same time does not turn her health into a torment. And most importantly, you can extract real principles from her lifestyle that will help anyone maintain energy, attractiveness, and health for decades to come. Watch this video to the end. It will be very interesting and useful. So, let's get started. The first thing in Kristen's lifestyle is movement. Kristen consistently works out at the gym, and this is one of the main factors that keeps her young. And it's not about killing yourself by training. The main principle is regularity. It's much more beneficial for the body to exercise moderately 3 to 4 times a week for years than to arrange 2 weeks of extreme sports and then give up everything for 6 months. It is the stable load that creates the effect of slow rejuvenation. Strength training helps to maintain muscle mass, and muscles are literally a defense against aging. The more a person loses muscle after 40, the faster their energy levels drop, their posture deteriorates, their insulin sensitivity decreases, and their metabolism slows down. Another interesting detail is that Kristen pays attention to the clothes she trains in. At first glance, this may seem like a small thing, but in fact there is a deep meaning here. When a person chooses comfortable, breathable fabrics, it reduces body overheating, improves comfort during training, and makes the process of physical activity more enjoyable. And any habit becomes stable only when the brain does not perceive it as suffering. This is a very important principle for longevity. Don't force yourself to live a good life through hate. People who have been in good shape for decades usually know how to create a comfortable environment around healthy habits. The next principle is nutrition. And here it is important to immediately destroy the popular myth. People who look young in adulthood rarely go on extreme diets. They usually eat a stable and balanced diet because the body ages faster not only from overeating, but also from constant jumps, severe starvation, breakdowns, an excess of sugar, or the complete exclusion of half of the products. For the body, this is chronic stress, and chronic stress is one of the main accelerators of aging. Kristen spends a lot of time outdoors, and this is also a huge factor of youth, which many underestimate. Modern human lives in a strange environment, artificial light, enclosed spaces, screens, constant noise. But the human body is not evolutionarily designed for such a regime. When a person is regularly outside, especially during the day, the body receives a powerful signal for the normal functioning of circadian rhythms. And circadian rhythms are literally the body's internal clock that regulates sleep, hormones, recovery, and energy levels. But here it is important to understand that positive thinking is not a fake smile or an attempt to pretend that everything is perfect. The real positive is the ability not to get stuck in negativity. People who remain young for a long time usually do not spend all their mental energy on constant worries, conflicts, and internal drama. They know how to recover emotionally faster, and this has a tremendous effect on health. Another key element of Kristen's lifestyle is her focus on recovery. And that's where most people make a huge mistake. They think that health is created only by stress, but rejuvenation does not happen during a workout, but after it. It is during recovery that the body strengthens muscles, restores hormonal balance, and renews cells. If a person constantly lacks sleep, works without rest, and lives in a mode of chronic exhaustion, the body simply does not have time to repair itself. And there is one more thing that distinguishes Kristen Martyka from many people who are trying to stay old at any cost. She's not at war with her age, she accepts it. And this is much more important than it seems at first glance, because a huge number of people after 40 begin to live in constant internal conflict. They are afraid of numbers, afraid of changes in appearance, afraid of the very fact of growing up. And this stress literally affects your face, posture, energy, and behavior. Kristen shows a completely different approach. She doesn't try to look like a teenager and doesn't build her life around the fear of getting old. Instead, she relies on strength, health, energy, and quality of life. People like Kristen show an important thing. Youth is not an accident or a genetic lottery in its purest form. Yes, genetics matter, but lifestyle influences much more strongly than many people think. Moreover, it is not the pursuit of an ideal that is important, but consistency. There is no need to live a perfectly healthy life. You just need to stop destroying your body every day. Interestingly, most of the principles of longevity look too simple, so people underestimate them. Movement, normal sleep, fresh air, stable nutrition, stress reduction, recovery. None of this sounds as exciting as the promises of magic supplements or secret techniques, but it's these things that really work over a distance of decades. And perhaps the most important conclusion from Kristen Martyka's story is this: youth is not an attempt to stop age. It is the ability to maintain vitality. You can be young at 49 and feel old at 30, because a person's real age is often determined not by the number in the passport, but by the state of his body, psyche, and energy. And if you look at people who remain attractive and active for a long time, they almost always have one thing in common. They are not at war with their body. They cooperate with him. They don't try to quickly fix the consequences of bad habits. They create a lifestyle in which it is easier for the body to be healthy. Therefore, the main question after this video should not be how to look younger and what are my daily habits accelerating aging right now. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.